Are you going to clear the pitch and give us a bit of a demo, Brian?
Yeah, we are. Come with me, Warbs. What we're going to talk about is, one of the talking points from the World Cup was that Australian back row. You played against them in the pool stages, but there was a lot of hype talk with, Pocock and Hooper, but also Scott Fardy. He was remarkable in the World Cup. What do you do in the week of an international when you know the threats that are coming at you? How do you try and counteract that?
Yeah, I guess I remember me and Justin were playing at that time, and our focus was just we got to win so much ball. And I think between us we might have hit 70 to 80 rucks just to try and nullify Pocock, Hooper, and Fardy, who was an unsung hero, doing the analyse in Australia. He was brilliant over the ball for them, didn't get enough credit.
And David Pocock, I think that you've got 26 turnovers as a back row, and he got 17 himself. Unlucky probably to lose out to Dan Carter as World Player of the Year. But what we might do is, you can see in the background, Hooper's the guy looking as though he's about to pinch this ball off Sonny Williams. He only got a couple of turnovers, but we're going to try and show a demonstration for one of the best guys at pilfering ball, not only drawing penalties, but also turning the ball over. And that's the special thing about David Pocock. He's not happy just actually, locking down and getting the penalties. He wants to turn the ball over, because now attacking ball on turnovers is some of the best ball you can get.
Yeah, I think getting in position is the first thing. So you watch guys like David or Michael Hooper. They watch a tackle being formed, maybe 2 or 3 men away from them, and you'll see them just hovering in the background, waiting for that tackled player to fall.
Let's just show people what we're talking about. So. What are we looking at here from a defensive point of view? If your teammate has made the tackle,
so as I'm approaching, you probably make your decision within 2 or 3 metres of the ruck. You probably make it that early. If they're 3 or 4 yards away from the ruck, you know that you've got a straight sweep in, and you get down on that ball as quick as you can. If they're a little bit closer again, you're thinking, right, you can probably get through even a 3-second jackal and then release it after the ref's told you. That's still a win, slowing the ball down by 3 seconds. If they're tighter again, you're probably just going to read it completely off, and you're going to get in the defensive line for the next phase.
Either barge through or bounce.
You might counteract.
And what about this guy? So yourself and Dan Lydiate are a bit of a dynamic duo. Dan Lydiate, the chop master general, and then you're straight in on the ball. So what can he do within the letter of the law, not irritating referees and giving away silly penalties?
Yeah, obviously very fine line with this, but obviously the tackle player, not just the effectiveness of the tackle, what he does after it. So if he makes the tackle and he just stays on there for 2 or 3 seconds, probably 2 seconds max, if he then rolls away, that just allows me to have that time on the ball. And the cleaners who come in as he's lying in front of that ball, it just messes up their foot placements. They can't get a good clean, and it just buys that 1 vital second to get on the ball. And the Southern Hemisphere sides are very good at that.
Obviously, it's about getting a super wide base. We saw Paul O'Connell, unfortunately, suffering a really bad hamstring injury, tore it off the bone. And probably, I think, both of us have suffered hamstring injuries in this position. Maybe show people the technique in trying to counteract that.
Yeah.
Make sure that doesn't happen and all the force comes through your hips. Is it about bending your knees, making sure...
I do a shed load of like hip mobility work, to make sure you can get down in good positions. I tell the young kids when, if you're coaching them, when you're down in this position, you don't want to absorb the weight when you get hit and snap your legs back. I did it, playing on the second test of the lines to pull my hamstring off. You've got to be able to take the weight in your hips and be able to sit back. So if you obviously a bit harder in jeans, but if you have a wide base, you always want to have your knees bent, and you can take that weight into your hips. Things you're obviously a lot stronger to resist that.
And you know what? One thing that maybe people aren't very aware of, when you get back down into that position and you identify a teammate of yours is in a strong position, a lot of guys now, what they're doing is they're just latching on. So they're able to take the impact and absorb that and just keep them locked in there to try and make sure that you are able to get that turnover.
That makes
That's
a huge
not just
difference.
again about staying down there, but trying to get the ball back and attacking with with really good turnover ball.
That's the advantage playing with 2 sevens. They'll sort of see that together, and often when you see 2 sevens playing together, they'll read that someone's on the ball, he'll back him up, you're almost immovable at that point.
Brilliant. Well, there you go. Heard it from one of the best.